Yeah, that was a terrible
There's
ending.
multiple endings?
I imagine.
I don't want to find it. I have to do this all over again. Do you know how long it takes us to fucking finish this game?
Yeah, that was ridiculous, dude. I don't want to beat this
It
game
took
again.
us a while because we couldn't
Well,
find the
Okay,
my
right
okay,
question
caves or
is,
anything.
did
fine.
you guys save over your last save?
No.
Yeah.
Can't you just load in from there?
Yeah, but
I'm just asking, because maybe that's something to do for a different day,
well,
but
it takes one
at
hour when
least you
you
don't
know
have to
where everything
completely
is.
start over.
We didn't, so we had to
If there's
constantly
more to
look
it, I'm
up
just gonna
where
watch
everything
it
was
on YouTube.
located in certain caves, and then we'd miss stuff and have to go back, and it was a long process.
That was a lot of my mental effort.
So you don't even need to eat anything.
I'm gonna try building something.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you can just build it. Okay, yeah, so this is cool. This is creative mode.
Oh, okay, nice. So you have to beat the game first before you can even get this.
Yeah. So in theory, I could just build this giant house and just boom, and there it'd be. Yeah, awesome, dude.
Wow.
My question that never gets answered is how the hell did he get off the island?
Who? I don't know. I don't know if that was a dream or something. I have no idea.
This is pretty cool, dude. Now I kind of want to build a castle.
What was the significance of hitting the logs at the very end?
There's another update for this game? I
7
thought it was pretty much
days.
finished. Like, you can still figure out more to the story or something.
So like, now you gotta kill Timmy.
Yeah, he looked like he was dying on his own there, but okay.
Well, I mean, the other girl looked like she was dying too, and then this weird monster creature came out of her mouth.
Well, hold on. We are going to look something up on YouTube about this. Okay. What really happened? Story explained. Let's look at that.
This two-part.
God, it's a chick talking. Might be really squeaky. Let's do a window capture.
Really squeaky.
You tap back in. I'm trying to make shit.
Go make your own shit. You got creative mode.
No. I'll make it here.
Alright, we're gonna play this.
Our video series is going to attempt to unravel the chronology of the events that take place in the forest and make sense of all the little clues and details about the story. This is going to be incredibly spoiler heavy, so if you haven't yet beaten the game and you don't want it spoiled, you may just want to bookmark this video until you do so. But for those of you that do want to know just what exactly is going on, let's jump into it. Some time ago during the late 19th or early
Look it up in your
20th
phone,
century,
nerd.
missionaries, explorers, and religious zealots began arriving on the peninsula. It's not clear whether they were there to proselytize to the native tribes or explore the expansive cave system, but the various structures around the peninsula suggest that it may have been inhabited by some indigenous groups prior to the arrival of those first explorers. These early expeditions led to the discovery of an ancient artifact deep within the caves, very ominous and supernatural in appearance, something that you might read about in a Lovecraft novel. The artifact inspired
You find
awe
it?
and fear in those that saw it, and rumors about its existence
I'm watching a
began
video
to
about
spread
it.
and brought many different explorers to the area. Some people came to worship it, others wanted to unravel its secrets and discover its purpose, and some visitors were just avid spelunkers. The peninsula had been featured in different magazines over the years as being a destination for cave exploration. But the artifact wasn't the only sinister thing lurking in those caves. Sightings of horribly disfigured monsters and cannibals were reported, and many of the explorers to the area were killed. Others found ways to barricade themselves in the caves for safety, while an unfortunate few stayed hidden until they fell to starvation. their bodies remaining hidden for decades. The monsters and cannibals were extremely violent, and evidence of their practices of human dismemberment can be seen in
You
effigies
can't hear
all
it?
over the peninsula. Dated sculptures made from human skulls and bones imply that they lived in the area as
Or you
early
can.
as those first travelers, or even prior to their arrival. It's not known whether the early drawings and photographs of the creatures ever made it off the peninsula, but explorers and campers to the area were not deterred. There are campsites from film crews, cave spelunkers, and leisurely groups roasting marshmallows, all of which appear to have met grisly and untimely deaths. At some point in time, there was a catastrophic event that led to the death of any remaining inhabitants in the area, their vaporized skeletons frozen, still shielding their eyes and faces. It may have been after this event that a company called Sahara Therapeutics began to show interest in the rumors surrounding the artifact. Rumors about its power to heal the sick, raise the dead, and grant immortality. After their successful expedition to locate it, they purchased the peninsula and began to build a laboratory around the artifact. It's not certain what Sahara Therapeutics' intentions with the artifact were, but they may have known of the rumors on how to
Seems like
operate
this is an
it.
epic video
The
here.
sinister nature of the artifact was that it could only be activated by enclosing.
Wait, hold on. I don't understand. Like, you can't hear it at all, or is it just low?
I can hear it. If that makes a difference, Jess.
You can hear it? Okay.
Yeah. It's low, but I can hear it.
I can't really turn it up anymore. It's just this girl talks really low. Let's see. Yeah, it's all the way up. It's just this fucking chick.
And a living child inside. The child would be impaled and killed as the doors closed on them, a reservoir beneath their feet to collect their blood. There is no way to know what the artifact's original purpose was, but we do know that it was being used for child sacrifice. Nevertheless,
So that's what they
Sahara
were
saw it as
making
a
all those
viable
children for. It
investment
was
and
children
placed Dr.
sacrifice so they
Matthew
could,
Cross in charge of experimenting
you know,
with it. In order to obtain
resurrect
test
or heal
subjects,
somebody
he created
else.
The Jairus Project, which was probably first marketed as a program to heal terminally ill children. These initial
That's
test
fucking
subjects may
weird.
have been sick children whose parents had volunteered them for participation in clinical trials at the facility, where they were relocated to and continued receiving medical treatment. It's possible that Matthew began experimenting with the artifact by using a living child to revive one that had died, and then reviving the child killed on the artifact with another living
It's
child.
probably
Creating a
just
cycle
you,
of
Soda,
sacrifice
because
and
I can
healing
hear it on
for
my
others back to
stream.
life. After the process, they were placed in observation rooms where they began to develop genetic mutations ranging from grotesque physical deformities to highly exponential growth rates. These genetic mutations were isolated and studied for their possible applications in other fields, such as cloning and adult longevity. During the construction of the lab, or sometime during Sahara's initial investigation of the artifact, a second artifact was discovered further off in an adjoining cave. An email from Matthew states that the second artifact may possibly have
Creative
trained
mode is
child
pretty
to bring
fun.
down planes, but it's unknown if he actually did this. The facility was expanded
Can you still
to include
fight
a room for
the
the second artifact, which
cannibals?
could then be operated from a
No,
control
you
panel.
just build
Matthew
instantly
Cross
and
had
you
a very
can.
tumultuous relationship with his wife, Jessica. Despite a restraining order against him, he continued to contact her while working at the facility, even threatening her at one point if she filed for divorce. Together they had a daughter, Megan, whom he was also prohibited from seeing. Sometime after giving a presentation on the possible applications for the Jairus project, Matthew received a letter of termination for unethical and inappropriate use of equipment. He was instructed to leave the facility, to which he did so without incident. He may have at this time tried to visit or even kidnap his daughter, and we can assume in a fit of rage he murdered her and fled the scene. After Megan's death was discovered and an autopsy performed, Matthew stole her body with the intention of reviving her at the Sahara lab. Making his way back to the facility, he disguised himself as one of the mutants, covering his body in red paint, which was a practice he
Gotcha.
developed while working at the lab after seeing the submissive reaction it prompted from the mutated test subjects.
Wait, I never saw that.
After compromising the exterior of the facility and letting the test subjects escape and
Never
fled
saw
out
a
of the lab, all of the Sahara
cannibal do that to
employees
me.
were killed. And while a large number of the staff was able to retreat or hide in the caves, they didn't survive for long. After the fall of the lab, Matthew, knowing that he'd have to obtain a child in order to revive his daughter, uses the second artifact to bring down a plane. And it's this plane that the character you play as, Eric LeBlanc, is traveling on with his son, Timmy. After the plane crash, Eric witnesses Matthew kidnapping his son and sets out to rescue him. Eric, a skilled survivalist and author of a book on the subject, has little trouble traversing the peninsula in search of his son. When Matthew returns to the facility with Timmy and revives his daughter, she may have fled from him upon her revival, staying hidden in the vents for an amount of time before descending to kill Matthew. It's sometime shortly after Matthew's death that Eric discovers the Sahara lab and finds Megan. After she unsuccessfully tries to communicate with him, she begins to mutate into a creature resembling the ones from the Sahara experiments. Eric unfortunately has no other option but to kill her, and after he does, he brings her body back to the artifact but learns that it can only work with a living child. Following Matthew's path to the second artifact, Eric arrives at the control panel and hesitates briefly before deciding to use the device to bring down a plane.
So it was
A year
alien
later, Eric
related.
is invited to appear on a talk show to discuss his ordeal and his rescue, his son Timmy next to him. But during a demonstration, his son drops to the ground in convulsions, and it's implied that the same mutation that happened to Megan is now happening to Timmy as well. And that concludes my theory of the forest. In my second video, I'll go into greater detail about every single clue. We'll discuss the meaning of the red paint, the
Interesting,
misconstruction of the peninsula, the
interesting.
significance of the Louis Vuitton luggage, and so much more. So go ahead and check out that video for an even deeper look into the game. Thank you very much for watching. This is all my personal speculation, so don't take any of it as fact.
I know it's not over yet, but I didn't quite understand a lot of it. Like, I didn't realize that the cannibals were all there. I thought the cannibals were just, you know, the people that kept getting crash landed and they turned into cannibals and they kept eating everyone. But apparently they were already there. So people came to explore these magnificent caves, and there just happened to be, you know, tribes already living there. So that's interesting. But I'm glad everybody got to see and explore with me at the end of this. This was nice. Yeah, the cannibal experiments. But what's not explained yet is how those people at the end that were just totally obliterated by something, some type of light or whatever, that's not really explained yet. But I mean, it's a good story once you understand it. But I don't think I'd play this all over again just to find out the next part of the update. It kind of pisses me off that they didn't have this completed and you just have to keep replaying it over and over again just to get the final product. It's kind of annoying. Anyways, I am going to end the stream here because it is almost 2:30 in the morning. That's true, I can go back to my last save. But, thank you guys for the follows tonight and the donation, and I will see you guys in the next one.